What exactly is detox? Detox is something that your body does on its own very well. They don't need any external help, wherein you are going to remove the toxins in some way. What can be toxic for us? For example, too much sugar is going to be toxic for us. Even water is toxic for us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Then what's the placebo effect of these detox shots or juices? Why do people usually feel lighter or feel good after having these juices?
When you are drinking any vegetable juice, it is not detoxifying you. What it is doing is, it is giving you a very high load of oxalate.
Do these detox diets strip off the important nutrients like electrolytes, etc.?
The diet is deficient in protein, so you will end up losing muscle. So it's just not worth it.
Welcome back. Today we are diving into a topic that is from Instagram to a wellness cafe everywhere. Do we really need a detox? What does it do? So is it just a marketing gimmick or is it really helpful? Let's find out.
Gauri really wants me to get going today with a topic like detox.
Yes. What exactly is detox?
Detox is something that your body does on its own very well. Essentially, the meaning of the word detox is detoxification, wherein you are going to remove the toxins in some way. Okay, the liver and kidney, like our liver and kidneys, they are the most efficient detox managers or detoxification hacks that we all have. All right, they don't need your help. They don't need my help. They don't need the help of any of the juices or any of the, herbal concoctions or, whatever new technique that comes up every other day on Instagram or otherwise. They are pretty capable of managing all the toxins on their own. Okay. So what are they doing? What can be toxic for us? For example, too much sugar is going to be toxic for us.
Okay.
Too much of, say, bilirubin is going to be toxic for us. Too much of even water is toxic for us.
Oh, really?
Yes. So what do the liver and kidneys they do? They are going to manage this. They are going to ensure that the pH of our body remains steady, remains managed. They are going to ensure that none of these factors like too much water or too little water or too much food, too little food is going to actually stop the day-to-day functioning of our body. That is detox, wherein you are ensuring that your entire organ system, your body is able to function optimally without any of these, say, little compounds or substances becoming a barrier in that. And for that you have liver and kidney who are very well efficient and very well capable of doing it. They don't need any external help.
Oh, then what's the placebo effect of these detox shots or juices? Why do people usually feel lighter or feel good after having these juices?
So now that we are speaking of detox juices, first of all, let me tell you that what one calls a detox juice, usually it is something like a wheatgrass juice or a pudina shot, like a mint shot, or it could be just a karela
water.
juice or lemon water, lemon honey, call it what you want to, some vegetable, some herb, some fruit which you are not usually going to be eating, or you don't like to, for example, which is bitter, which is very sour, anything made into a juice like concoction, and you're going to have that. Now what actually is sold to you or marketed to you as a detox juice, for example, a green goddess shot, okay, or even a beetroot shot. A lot of people these days, even
Yes.
folks who are going to the gym, would
It's
have
a good pre-workout, they say.
yeah, that is how people start, blending raw beetroots and drinking that. And they also think that it's detoxifying their body or, doing whatnot. It actually does the reverse. Okay. When you are drinking any vegetable juice, it is not detoxifying you. What it is doing is, it is giving you a very high load of oxalates. What do these oxalates do? They put a very high load on your kidneys, which then can start getting kidney stones.
Oh.
So all of these gimmicks, all of these vegetable juice and herbal juices and everything that we have, or even so you will find these health cafes these days where
Yes.
everyone is ordering some vegetable juice on the side with some other millet dish or pancake or something. So those vegetable juices are doing you more harm than good. You spoke about the placebo effect.
Yes.
Now, what also happens when you are, say, at these cafes or at these spa like situations or resorts where you are given all of these detox juices or stuff, okay? First of all, you are away from what are your usual stressors, okay?
Okay.
Imagine that I am at some very nice, say, spa resort or a detox resort near in the outskirts of Bangalore, for example. I am away from the daily rigmarole of my life. I am away from the stresses of my life. Okay, so that's the number one thing which is going to make me feel good in the first place.
Yes.
So the background is set.
Okay.
Right now, when I go there, I'm going to try and not carry my work there.
Yes.
Or at the very least, I'm going to ensure that I'm not on the phone as much as I am at other times. Right.
Yes.
So I'm also giving myself a mental detoxification wherein I'm not carrying the burdens of my everyday life, because hey, I'm at a fancy spa or a fancy
Yeah.
wellness retreat. I don't want to be stuck to my phone or to my laptop all the time. So that's the other factor.
Okay.
Thirdly, the food that we are eating out there, or even if say in Pune here, I went to a fancy health cafe, okay? Now, when I'm going there, the food, if they give me like a deep fried burger, am I going to eat that?
No.
No. What am I going to eat with it? I could be having, say, some millet risotto, or I
Yeah.
could be having a very light salad, or a granola bowl, or a green goddess bowl, or something.
Yes.
Essentially, which is lower in fat, which does not have any of the processed junk that we have, which is going to be
Low on carbs.
yes, low on carbs, lower on calories, higher on fruit and vegetable. Okay, with that I am having that juice. Okay, so then the meal by itself is lighter, which is why you end up feeling better. And I think that it's the vegetable juice that made me detox, but it's
Okay.
actually the overall environment and the food, primary food, that is changing, which makes me feel lighter. Because obviously, if you're not eating a very rich diet, if you're not eating a high calorie, high fat, high processed food diet, you are going to feel better.
Correct.
But the only difference is that I tell people to eat that every day as an everyday normal food, but a detox cafe is going to put it in front of you as a detox bowl. So
Correct.
you can pretty much have your everyday detox by just eating a well balanced, high fiber, lots of vegetables kind of food, and drink enough water. That's about it.
Okay. So you mentioned that these vegetable juices put load on our kidneys. But then what about lemon juice or jeera water, coriander water? People also drink it first thing in the morning to detox or to lower their blood sugar levels. Then is it really helpful?
No, it's not helpful. But what it does do is that simply by the fact that you are having a glass of water first thing in the morning, whether you choose to add in, say, a cumin powder to it or honey to it or lemon to it, if you're adding lemon to it, that's fine. In my mind, I'm like, okay, at least you took that much vitamin C, right?
Okay.
So you started your day with a vitamin C boost. Good, you can have that. Is it going to help you to melt fat or to manage your blood sugars? The answer is no. But is it going to maybe make you feel a little better? The answer could be yes. How? Because just by virtue of having a glass of water, you end up, aiding elimination. You end up going to the loo, you end up, emptying your bowels, by which then you feel better and it's helping your digestion. So, till the time you're not adding any vegetable juices or say vegetable powders, you also get dehydrated powders
Yes.
these days. I am not a fan of those powders, but it's still marginally better than you having a vegetable juice. So okay, you can have a vegetable dehydrated powder, because the heat is anyway that is applied when they dehydrate those vegetables is anyway going to say destroy most of the oxalates, so that doesn't cause as much harm as a vegetable juices. So you're welcome to your warm water or cold water with lemon or honey or a little bit of pudina, like mint in it, that's fine. But no major difference in it. Like it doesn't have any magic in it.
Okay. So all these days I'm just hearing about the detox, people are on detox diets. So apart from losing weight, is there any other thing that is affecting the person's body if he or she is on a detox diet?
Okay, so first of all, let's understand what is a detox diet. So
Yes.
common detox diets are going to be ones where you are eating a small meal only once a day. Okay. And rest of the time they will be giving you, or you are prescribed, just some fruit juices or vegetable juices, or maybe say a glass of water with some chia seeds, like soaked chia seeds in it and such.
Buttermilk, coconut water.
Yes, those as well. So essentially a lot of fluids, a lot of liquids based diet. It could also have some thin soups or clear soups in it. So
Okay.
typical detox diets also have say a clear soup with it, and you will have a very low calorie say meal,
Okay.
where you don't really end up eating a whole lot. What it does is it's going to severely restrict your calorie intake. Okay. Which is then going to lead to you losing weight. That is number one.
Yes.
The second thing that it also does is, because as the calories are restricted, the total amount of carbs that you are eating, or the amount of fat that you are eating, everything including protein, everything becomes limited. Okay. Now when your carbs are limited, when your fat is also limited, what it also ends up doing is that you say end up managing or having a lesser glucose load, like your glycemic load of every meal reduces.
Yes.
So you might find that at the end of say a 7-day detox diet, where we have a lot of institutes which promote that. So if you end up going to those places, you will find that at the end of the 7 days, say your HbA1c is going to drop a bit, okay, or your blood glucose is going to reduce. But those changes are absolutely temporary.
Yeah,
They are
because
not.
once you start eating normal, you gain back the weight.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Everything comes back, because the moment you come back in your original environment,
Correct.
you are going to eat the way you used to, which is not super healthy, assuming.
And not sustainable.
Not sustainable at all. I mean, I think to my mind, sustainability is the last problem with detox diets. That's like the least of the problems with detox diet. The other damage that it causes, because even the weight loss that you end up undergoing as a part of the detox diet is also one where you end up losing a lot of muscle mass.
Correct.
Because you're not exercising, or even if you're exercising, you won't really have enough strength to be doing any heavy workouts. Plus, the diet is deficient in protein, so you will not end up getting the required protein, so you will end up losing muscle.
Also, do this detox diet strip off the important nutrients like electrolytes, etc., in our body?
That depends on how severe or how unplanned your detox diet is. But see, electrolytes you are going to be able to manage if you're eating, say, most fruits in a day, and you're eating a good amount of vegetables, and you're drinking enough water. You should be able to manage. But the bigger concern is that when you're eating such less foods, you're actually going to end up being constipated, and you will not have enough, say, bolus in your tummy to be able to make poop, simply put. So you will also end up feeling very weak because you're not eating enough, and you might, sometimes people also end up getting a little lightheaded. But the whole point of this discussion, guys, is for you to understand and realize that detox diets are not recommended for anyone. Okay, now even if it is something which has been promoted by your most favoritist celebrity, or sports person, even I've also seen some sports people promote some detox diets, please don't go for that, because the long term implications or the damages that from it are way worse than what is, say, a short term gain of some 2 to 3 kg. So it's just not worth it.
If a person feels bloated or gassy, is that a sign that they need a detox or a cleanse diet?
Gauri, no one needs a detox diet, okay? No one needs any cleanses. No one needs any gut purges. No one needs any gut cleanses. No one. Absolutely no one,
Then
okay?
what's the difference between detox and a cleanse?
Both are the same. Both are equally bad. Both are equally horrible for you. The cleanse is going to try and purge you of whatever you have even in your, say, residual food in your system. So usually cleanses, they also involve some form of enema or hydrocolon therapy. They will also make you purge it out, so you will be, throwing up, and they will promote you throwing up. Not recommended. It's not for anyone for that matter. The only time when fasting or say not eating is recommended is for if you have to undergo some surgery, because you can't have like food contents in your tummy, then it's going to impact adversely impact the surgical outcomes, which is why that's the only time. But no one needs a cleanse, no detox, absolutely no one.
Apart from kidney stones, what are the harmful effects of detox diet on one's body?
So the other harmful impacts of a detox diet can be nutrient deficiencies. If you end up doing this for a really long time, because you're just not eating enough nutrients, then what's going to happen is you will end up being deficient in iron, you will end up being deficient in protein, along with muscle wasting, like as a part of the weight loss thing. You will also find that your hair is falling off in clumps and your skin is looking dull, and say your periods, like we know of people who have undergone really long, say, periods of detox diets, and then their period becomes irregular or they lose their period. So all of that can also happen. The other side effects would also be wherein you just don't have enough energy to do your work, so initially it might feel lighter, but later you will actually just be exhausted because you won't have enough fuel in you to be able to do your everyday work. And deficiency of all of these nutrients can also lead you to impairing, like, or rather having poor bone mass. So that's also going to can put you at risk of osteoporosis or osteomalacia, osteopenia, any of those things.
So I have seen most of the people, they do this detox diets or cleanse just for 3 days because someone told them you will feel lighter or much better, and then after 3 days they start eating normally, start exercising. Then is it okay to do this?
It's okay to do this, but what's the point? You're just fooling yourself. If you truly want to detox, then what you should be doing is stop binge drinking, stop binge eating, don't be eating ultra processed foods, try and manage your stress, make sure that you're sleeping on time, make sure that you're exercising. That is a true detox. Make sure that you're eating enough fiber, you're eating enough protein. That's a real detox, because like keeping the other factors that that you need to detox from. For example, who are the people who usually like to do a detox? People who are super stressed, who are very busy, who are trying to lose weight, who are trying to get a control over their eating habits,
Who are conscious about their body?
or who are conscious about their body weight, for example, or who want quick results. Okay, now if you truly realize the problem is not with the, say, whether they are doing a detox or not, the problem is that there is a systematic lack of control over the other factors. So for example, if I'm someone who's trying to lose weight and I know that one of the big reasons that I'm not able to lose weight is because, say, I'm not walking more than 1,000 steps in a day, that's all that I'm doing, I'm super sedentary, then your detox should actually involve you walking. That would be the detox for you, where you're walking for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, rather than saying that no, I will do this for 3 days, not eat anything or just have juices, and then see half a kg drop in your weight, and the moment you go for your next order, that your food that you're going to order in is going to restore all of that weight back. So that's a very damaging mindset as well, and not one that I condone at all, ever.
Also a shortcut to lose weight.
I think it's more than a shortcut, it's fooling yourself, because that weight is going to come back 100%. If not today, tomorrow, but it will.
Also, it will affect your body in other ways.
It's going to affect your body, it's going to affect your mind, it's going to change your relationship with food. You're just constantly going to be stuck in a cycle where you are putting yourself on a detox diet once, and the other time you're just letting everything go and just, stuffing your face with whatever comes in front of you. That's not a nice way to be living for anyone. That's not a healthy way to be living, and we need to address the root cause of the problems rather than fall for such gimmicks. So being healthy or detoxifying should also involve a mental health aspect wherein you're feeling empowered in your mind as well.
Okay. The other day on Instagram, I watched a reel which said कि coffee is a good detox for your body. Is that true?
No, coffee is not a good detox, but coffee is a decent beverage to have. Coffee has been shown to have some very good, say, potent effects in terms of the antioxidants that it brings to your diet, and it also brings in some fiber. A lot of people don't know of
Oh,
that.
really?
Yes, but coffee also contains a good amount of fiber, and it's been shown to be helpful in managing all the everyday goals, or say managing what you're eating, or even in helpful in fatty liver, for example. Okay, so coffee can be had, but it's not detoxifying you for sure.
But what about who puts the ghee in in their coffee?
Then they are just adding fat to a non-detox drink. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So how did you find this episode on detox? Let us know in the comments, and do share this with everyone. If you're not subscribed still, what are you doing? Why are you not subscribing? Let me know what other topics you would like to know more about, and we will try and bring those topics to you here on the Ask Amita podcast. See you soon.